still got the horses across the way over there, so getting their food ready over here in the barn and taking it over there to them. And about to go feed those guys this morning. But good morning, Cog Squad. Hope you're having the best day ever today. Oh, hey, Pink. You want to say hello to everybody? Tell everybody hello this morning. Yeah. Tell everybody hello. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's get this stuff taken care of. I got to tell you what's happening over here. It's not good. It's really not good. And I tell you what our plans are here on the farm. It's I don't want to say it's major, but it's not minor either. Yeah. Anyways, I got a decision to make, and I think I've already made it. Where did my dog go this morning? Holly! Oh, she's laying over there on the carport. I don't blame her. It's hot and humid out here. It is starting to get officially like an Alabama summer, as if we live in the tropics of South America. Oh, the humidity. It's rough. I picked up a hitchhiker along the way right here. I think she's safe though. I think we'll be all right. Gotta be careful with them hitchhikers, right, girl? Morning, Sheriff. How you doing, buddy? Look like Mama's already got the sheriff taken care of this morning. I want to go look at the garden this morning too, so don't let me forget, okay? Good morning, my 3 1,000-pound babies. Good morning, good morning. Yeah. Oh, let's get y'all taken care of this morning. How you doing, Mags? Willie? Reska? What's up, buddy? How you doing, buddy? Come on. Come on. There you go, Chief. There you go, buddy. All right there, Reska. Come on, Reska. Reska just telling Maggie to leave her food alone. All right, Maggie. Tell you what, let's put you in here this morning. Come on. I'm gonna put you in here this morning. I just don't have anywhere to put the bowl though, do I? Can I put it down here like this? You'll be okay with that? See how that goes. I think that's okay. Yeah, that's just fine. I have been feeding Maggie right over here, but Honey and Jesse stand at the fence and watch her eat. And Maggie takes offense to that, and she tries to tell Honey and Jesse that she does not need an audience watching her eat. And so it's a little back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I thought this morning we'll try feeding her in here and see if that eliminates that. And it looks like it is. I don't even see Honey and Jesse over here, so we should be fine. I think we're okay. I like to clean their bowls out because we put that water in there and let their food soak. And so they end up looking like this. I don't know if it's showing up on camera or not, but anyways, they're kind of nasty. And you let that sit, and then that's in there, and it could start fermenting, and I don't know. I just don't want my horses to get sick. Uh-oh. Just have to take a little extra caution with the horses here. You know, something this simple could save a vet visit. And this took, what, 10 seconds, I guess? Now, nice and clean. You know, if it's comes to your animal's health, you know, you see something, go ahead and take care of it, you know, instead of waiting until it's too late. All right. Set these over here, Holly, gonna let them drain. Yeah. Good morning, bovine crew. Oh my goodness, I see something that's happened since I kind of been down and out on my back, but Looks like they have officially relocated their mineral bucket. Yeah, I see. I kind of knew this was about to happen, and let me tell you why. I didn't know it was going to happen this quick, though. So they've thoroughly been enjoying their mineral bucket. If you guys remember, I had it strapped to this pole right here, and it's been working out perfectly. Well, the other day I saw it was moved, and the strap had dropped down. Well, I say the bucket was still there. It had just shifted, but the strap had fell off, and so I tightened it back up. As I was tightening up, I don't have much surface area anymore to tighten the strap up, because when I first got that mineral bucket, it was full. So I could put the strap up pretty high on it. Well, they've eaten it down, and now it's about like that much left in it. So when I tighten the strap, the bucket is wanting to kind of crush on itself because there's nothing in it. So I lowered it, and when I lowered it, it's just not much left to strap. So I got a feeling they got a new mineral bucket coming in their near future right there now. You can see her whole head's all the way in it. You know, it's about that much of that stuff left. And Jesse's gonna go check them out and talk to Mildred about it this morning. Yeah, like having a cup of coffee and talking to your neighbor and Opie and Ernest. You know, they seem to be getting along a lot better now since we did the little separating there. So maybe that was a good thing, I reckon. Anyways, I just saw that out here. I'd let you guys know. Gonna have to get us a new mineral bucket soon.
All right, ladies, what we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 28, 30, 32, 33, 35, and 37. And a girl sitting. We can't forget the leg egg. Number 38. Thanks, Ancona.
I see that they've relocated the mineral bucket this morning.
Yeah, well, actually, it was like that yesterday, so.
I knew it was about to happen because it's almost empty.
Oh, is that what it is?
See, it's about this much left in it, and I don't have anywhere to strap it.
Okay.
So the strap had fell off of it last week or a few days ago, and I tried to strap it back, and since there's nothing in the bucket,
it's easy for them.
It's collapsing. The bucket's kind of crushing.
Gotcha.
So I lowered the strap down, but it was too low. It's really, you know what I mean? So yeah, we got I think a new mineral bucket is in their near future in the next week or so.
You got a gigantic cow that can lift the weight of a car.
Yeah.
We think.
It changes things up a little bit, don't it?
I'm not driving my car in there to find out.
He probably could lift your
I'm sure he could.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty
sure he
could
could
too. I haven't told the Cog squad this, but do you think maybe this afternoon or this evening, me and you make a little something special?
What kind of special?
I thought we may harvest some blackberries and make a blackberry cobbler.
Yes, that's a good idea because I have noticed that the berries are abundant.
Abundant.
They were red one day, and the next day it's like, boom, there's oodles of black ones.
The last few days I've gone out there and just ate my belly full. Blueberries too. I've been eating blueberries.
Well, you know, the recipe is super easy.
Yes.
It's the 1-1-1 recipe. 1 cup of fruit, but we don't abide by that when it comes to blackberries.
It's like 10 cups of fruit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you kind of do what you want to on the fruit part, but blackberries are one of those things you want to go overboard on.
Right.
So, you think we got 10 cups?
Yeah.
Not really 10 cups, but...
Yeah, we got lots of blackberries.
I think that's a good idea.
Good.
Reckon the rain's going to hold off?
I hope so.
Today seems to be the driest day of the week, according to the forecast.
Dry as in not having any rain, but not dry as the air being dry.
That's right.
It is.
Very humid.
It's pretty nasty.
Pretty humid.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, I got some things I need to do, talk about, and then when we get done and we have time this afternoon, maybe we can make a blackberry cobbler.
All right,
Do we happen to have any vanilla ice cream?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Well, I was going to come in here and say good morning to the boss lady, but She's already out making rounds this morning. She is on top of things, and I guess that's why she is the boss. I don't even see her. I don't know where she went off to. I bet she's, let's go look. I bet she's out there with her BFF. They probably talking about the latest gossip here on the farm. Yeah, nope, she's over here. Oh, you ain't got to get up, girl. Just seeing how you was doing this morning. Since it is pretty humid today, I'm gonna cut Peach's fan on. Peach's in Pocket. Pocket comes in here and stands under it too. Actually did get the fans in yesterday or day before yesterday for the rest of the crew. That's going to take me a little bit to get installed. And I also kind of need to wait because that would be climbing up and down ladders and hanging and holding something heavy. I need to wait for my back to get 100% too. Speaking of, you can see here that Bramble is holding the fans down so they do not float away. I appreciate your help, buddy. Do not need those fans to go anywhere, that's for sure. Oh, girl, hang on. Now, come on. Now, there you go. Speaking of my back, well, let me tell you what I had to do yesterday. Something I didn't think I was gonna have to. Right, girl? All right, so I wanted to look at this little area we just planted to see if I see any type of germination happening, and I think I do. I think I'm starting to see some of these sunflower seeds, like right there. See it? That little seedling coming up right there. I think I'm starting to see some indications that we're having some sunflower seeds start to germinate. And let's look at the zinnias, or zinnias, however you say that. Yeah, we're seeing germination here too. See it? As a matter of fact, I'm seeing a good bit of germination over here with these zinnias. See them? Look at here. Which is great. That's what we want. This should be a just gorgeous, gorgeous bed here. And the pollinators are going to absolutely love it, including our honeybees. And it's only been a few days, so that's working out great. Another thing, y'all look at this. Y'all remember the last video I showed you the sun hemp? Look how fast this stuff is. Is that not incredible? Oh my goodness. And we're going to see, because we may have to buy an implement for the tractor, but there's something that we may do with this sun hemp instead of chopping and dropping, and that's way on later down the road. And just stay tuned for that if we end up going that route. A new experiment that we may try out here for the garden space. Let's take a look at the other garden right over here too. See what we got going on. Well, y'all can see that the garden space is doing extremely, extremely well this year. So the big summer garden, I say that, it's a lot more flowers over here than it is vegetables. Really the only vegetable is our bush beans. And that's because we're growing most of the food that we normally grow out here in the back garden. So it's a lot of flowers out here, which we love. People can see them when they drive by. It's gorgeous. The pollinators love it. It actually is a nice cover crop. And again, I think I said in the last video, but I'm thinking about cutting some of these flowers and putting them out there at the farm stand. And we may do something, you know, I think I'm just going to do something, pay what you can. But I think, y'all, I got some weeds growing up in the middle here. I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to go get Big Joe today and drive Big Joe down my rows with that cultivator tool I got on there and clean all this up instead of doing it by hand. Come on, Holly, load up. Let's go. Atta girl. Atta girl. Well, y'all, I ended up going to the doctor yesterday. Yep, that's right. I ended up going to my doctor yesterday. Brooke had decided that, and she was probably right, that I probably need to get it checked out, at least get an x-ray done and make sure there's nothing there that may prevent something major happening down the road. And it had gotten worse actually yesterday. every day it's gotten a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, but I woke up yesterday and it was not as bad as it was the first 2 days, but it had definitely taken some steps back. And so I texted my doctor, he's a good friend of mine, and I told him what was going on, and he said, come on in after lunch if you want to, if you can. And I said, I'll be there. So I drove to my hometown, Selma, Alabama, saw my doctor, Dr. Park. He asked me some questions and felt of me, and he said, yeah, I think I can feel something. And they did some few x-rays on me, and good news, bad news. He said, this is just a normal x-ray, so it can't see everything. But from what I'm looking at, I don't see anything like a ruptured disc, a slip disc, anything like that with the x-ray that I'm looking at. But I do see what's going on with your back. He said, you're having back spasms. He says, as a matter of fact, it's pretty bad. And he says, so bad that it's kind of pushed over the, I don't know the lingo, jargon or whatever, but anyways, it's so bad that it looks like I got scoliosis, even though I don't. That's where my pain's coming from. I'm having lower back spasms, which I thought I was having nerve pain, but he said, nope, this is definitely muscle related. And told me some stuff I can do, some stretches, because I was kind of worried about doing, I didn't want to mess anything up worse, you know what I mean? But that's what's going on with my back, which is good news, because I'm on the up on it. I got some bad news here that I have to tell you guys about, and it's something that you guys know that I'm extremely passionate about, and I've said it many times before, except when this is kind of become my favorite spot on the farm now, but it kind of ties together, but has to do with the fruit orchard. Well, y'all, here we are in the fruit orchard, and this is my apple row right here, and you can probably start to see some brown on the apple row, and I've had this brown here for some time now. What originally started out as, y'all remember in, was it February? Anyways, y'all remember when we had some super warm temperatures for a week or two, and then out of the blue it dropped down to the low 20s for 2 days, and then it went back up into the 70s and 80s again. And it was fairly late in the season, but not super late, but fairly late. And what had happened was all the plants had awakened because it had been so warm for so long, even though it was still borderline, you know, winterish. And then when those temperatures dropped, all that new growth and budding and flowers and all that just took a whipping. It did. It took a licking, and a lot of it didn't keep on ticking, including my apple trees. So a lot of the tips of the apple trees got hit hard from that just crazy roller coaster ride of weather for, I say a few days, but it really started prior with a couple of weeks of those warm temps that were not the norm, to be honest with you. And I came out here and almost all of it got bit pretty good. My blackberries that I have trellised, they got licked. Y'all know I lost a ton of my blueberries. Probably 80% of the blueberries got lost. And, you know, I just chalked it up as, you know, it is what it is. We just had a crazy couple of weeks there that's not the norm. And we're just, you know, life goes on and we're gonna move on forward from it. And then next year be a totally different roller coaster ride, because you just never know. Well, I kind of clipped off some of the old or the burnt parts of the apple trees. And then I started to notice some blooms coming on, and that's always an indication for me to spray for fire blight, because fire blight is spread from insects. And it only attacks my apples and my pears. There's nothing else here on the farm that it will attack. The humid subtropical climate we have here makes it even worse when it comes to blights. Funguses, bacterial, that type of disease really thrives in our climate, y'all. It is, if you've never been here or ever been into a subtropical or tropical style climate, it's kind of hard to explain how heavy our area is. It is really, really heavy. Like right now, I am just completely sticky, and it's about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and you can only imagine what it's like at 12 up. It is really, really rough. Just so much moisture that's in the air all the time. Well, y'all, I have gotten fire blight, and I've lost probably anywhere from 3 to 5 trees because of fire blight over the years. Now, if you catch it in time, you can save the tree, but you have to do some serious pruning to do so. And, well, I sprayed for the fire blight, and you kind of have to watch it. You know, if you keep getting blooms put on, you got to keep spraying every 3 to 5 days. Well, several days ago, I noticed that browning that I didn't get completely off started spreading. And I was like, that don't look good. But I now have fire blight, and it is the worst ever outbreak of fire blight I have ever had on this farm, in this fruit orchard. And it's not even close. When I say the worst, I mean the absolute worst. Every single apple tree I own has it. So much so that I'm gonna lose every one of them. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose every one of them, which really, I don't know. You can see this one here. Look at all the apples on this tree. This would have been the best harvest ever on this tree, more likely. But you can see it right here. I mean, it's everywhere on here. And how can you tell a difference? One key thing that you can tell with a plant that has fire blight, and it's the notorious shepherd's hook. If you look right here, you can see this limb goes up and it kind of goes down. That is the notorious shepherd's hook right there, and that is all fire blight right there. And as bad as it is in this tree, and this is one of the good ones, I still could come in, and I started doing this on one tree already, but you can cut it. You can start cutting it and you get to a good spot, but you can see the color of this limb here. See how it's dark and then it gets light. So this potentially would be good wood right here. So what you have to do is, if you catch it in time and it's not this bad, this is horrible. I've never seen it this bad ever. Say like right here, let's look at this one. You can see this limb's black. That's why it looks like it's on fire or has been burned. I could cut this off here, get rid of this, and it may save the tree. Okay, if you cut it back to good wood. And any cut you make, you have to clean your pruners or it will spread rapidly like we got here. But y'all, this is so bad that I know, I can see it, that it has made it into the trunk of the tree. And it's made it in the trunk of every tree here. Once it gets in the trunk, that's it, it's over. See it right here? See this black? This is inside this tree. This tree is going to eventually die. None of my apple trees are not gonna make it. They're really not. I got one that might, and it's this one. And I started working on this one. But what scares me, as I noticed it this morning, is this. See how close this is to the trunk of this tree? My gut tells me that this is probably infected pretty good and it's in this tree. But we may start pruning on this one and try to save it. But this is the least infected one right here. But I'm just going to walk on down and show you. You can see, look how black this is. And I'll show you, you can really look at it. You can see it? See how terrible and black that is? If you look over here, you can see the difference in, this is good. This doesn't have any in it. See how good and clean that looks? But look right here, you can see that turned dark and spotted. So this tree's a goner. It's all the way up through it. Look at that. It's a goner. That's what happened to this tree that was a beautiful tree for 2 or 3 years here, and it got last year. This is the one I had started pruning on, thinking that I could save it, but I quickly realized that it's in this trunk. It's in it. And that this tree right here is going to be gone. So what happened? And could it have been prevented? Well, from the research I did and talking to some of my buddies, they think that these trees got weakened when that frost hit, and that the spraying, the fire blight spray, didn't do as good a job as it normally did, because this tree was stressed out. and that it was more susceptible to damage. As a matter of fact, we think we may have more than one different type of disease in this tree. We had the frost damage, we have a different type of blight, and including fire blight. So there's a lot going on here, and that's why, let's just say it expedited things tenfolds. That's why it happens so fast. Usually it's a kind of a slow thing, and you can kind of catch it. So, which leads me to this. I love the apple trees. Absolutely love the apple trees. It looks gorgeous in my fruit orchard here. We do harvest the apples, but generally they stay kind of small because they're high maintenance. They are really, really high maintenance, especially here in Alabama because of all the black spots and the blight. So to have, and I'll show you, I can show you the apple now. Let me show you one of these apples. And this has nothing to do with the fire blight right here. This is just another type of disease that I deal with here on the farm when it comes to apples. But you see all these black spots all over them right there? To prevent that from happening, I have to spray. So when I say high maintenance, I mean high maintenance. You know, I grow them on the trellis, which is fine. I got to keep them pruned, and I love doing that, and I love the look of it, and it works well. But starting in February, I have to spray with copper. And then from that point forward, I pretty much have to spray these trees for fire blight every 3 to 5 days on up until they stop blooming. Then to prevent this type of blight or disease, I have to start spraying with something else once a week, every week up until September. So I started asking myself, when I saw all this damage, you know, I worked so hard on this fruit orchard and this apple row, just like that, it's gone. And do I really, really want to spend my time and my health spraying these trees because there's nothing organically that's going to stop this? It's just not. So I've made a decision, once these apple trees die, I'm done. I'm not going to have apples anymore. I'm going to plant something else. What that is, I don't know. But whatever it is, it's not going to be this high of maintenance and this much spraying. Even though I wear a mask, I wear gloves, I wear glasses, I just don't want to, you know, expose to myself to that much stuff, honestly, just for some apples. I do want to show you one more thing. One reason that I grew Asian pears is because they're less likely to get fire blight. But I'm about to lose an Asian pear. I've been watching these guys kind of hard after I saw what happened here. This one looks fine. This one I caught and pruned and thought I had it out, but I don't. This thing's ate up with it now. So even though you do catch it in time and try to prune it out, you know, you just really don't know how far it's gone until it shows its ugly head. And this pear trees, it's not gonna make it. It's gonna be gone too. Now I do have some options what I'm gonna plant here. One thing that I kind of tossed around to Brooke today, we do have a native plum tree here called a Chickasaw plum. Now we've shown them before. I actually ate some of the plums in a recent video when Brooke made the trail, mine and Maggie's riding trail next door. They are beautiful when it blooms, and you can eat them. I do like tart things. I do not mind them, and so I have eaten them in the past, and I thought about planting a few of those in here. We'll get the blooms, no disease whatsoever. I mean, they grow like crazy here in Alabama. It is a native plum, and I don't know, I'm really leaning towards maybe planting those guys here, and then I may get with Jason and some more buddies that do fruit trees, and we may add something else. I don't know. I know some of y'all are going to ask about stone fruit. Why don't I grow peaches there or regular plums? They're usually more high maintenance than these apples. They really are. And I always say this about the peaches. Y'all, there are 1,200 different peach farmers in this county. And there's peaches on every corner. They're everywhere here. And there is a lot of spraying when it comes to peaches. They're readily available here. I can't grow them organically myself. So I just don't see me growing peaches here. I just don't. I don't see it at all. Plus, you know, like I said, 1,200 farms here. So there's a lot of peach farming going on here. So you can only imagine the peach pests are here and all that goes on when you have that much commercial agriculture. You know what I mean? But we'll figure it out. We're not going to sweat it. It's not the end of the world. It is what it is. I can't change it. I don't have a DeLorean with a flux capacitor, so there's absolutely nothing I can do to fix this situation. Only thing I can do is just move on and, you know, do something else. Do something else that's not this high maintenance and that will thrive. We still got blueberries though. I mean, look at that. This is something that you don't see very often right here. Y'all, the boss lady is filthy. How'd you get so dirty? Oh my gracious. I was coming over here to tell you that I'm about to go weed the garden with Big Joe. If everything goes well, but I had no idea it's gonna come over here to a for real pig. Since when did you start turning into a for real pig? Goodness gracious. Y'all look at that thing. Nasty girl. Good. All right, I'm gonna let you be. You go on about with you. I don't know. Maybe it's a midlife crisis going on or something with her. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't say nothing. I'm gonna go weed the garden. Y'all reckon I need to call Dr. D and have her checked out? And she don't ever get in the mud and water and get all nasty. Huh. Have to keep an eye on that. All right, Big Joe. Go get some weeds out of the garden, buddy. Yeah. All right, you see how well it did? Went through there, weeded the rows, kept everything intact. I did have to adjust the blades on it. I kind of messed the first 2 rows up, but they'll be all right. They'll come on back. Couldn't do these rows because of my pole right there where my sprinkler goes. So I may end up moving that pole to the side and see if it sprays big enough to hit this whole area. If it don't, then I'll just kind of may leave it right there. But that sure was a lot easier doing it by hand. Oh, Big Joe. Get it done, Big Joe. All right, here you, buddy. Cut the gas off, let it run out of the carburetor. I think I'm gonna do that at least once a week. And that'll keep Big Joe going and shut us help down or cut down on weeding. I can tell you that. Usually I run my hose plow through there. It usually takes me 15, 20 minutes, maybe longer than that. All right, let's cut the key off and put it on the seat. All right, good deal. Glad to get that done. Hey, Tater Bug. Me and Holly about to clean y'all's pastures up, all right? Gotta keep them pastures clean like that right there beside you, like right there. Yeah, we're gonna get all that up. We hope. All right, Holly, let's get these pastures cleaned up, girl. right, Holly. Got it done, girl. Hey, you're a pretty good co-pilot, even though you seem to sleep a lot. But other than that, you're pretty good. Hey, Big Daddy, your hair is looking quite awesome, I must say. I mean, between you and Ernest, you definitely have the better hair. I mean, you might have better hair than Nugget, to be quite honest with you. We're about to go pick some blackberries and make us a cobbler. You like cobbler, brother? Man, that hair looks good. Alright, almost as good as Top's beard over there. Alright, I'm gonna go pick some blackberries. Fist bump. Thank you, sir. You reckon we got enough to fill these buckets?
I was just thinking we might need more than this couple of buckets. We might need the tractor bucket. What you think?
Big too, ain't they? And look at that one.
Giant. Giant blackberries. Reckon Holly likes blackberries?
No,
I don't think.
she don't. You may have to make 100 cobblers.
Maybe. We might have to invite the whole Cog squad over. Everybody gets a cobbler.
And not no mini cobbler.
Nope. Monster cobbler. Moody size cobbler.
What's that, Moody size?
Yeah.
Man, that's a mess of them, man. We ain't even put a dent in it. I love them.
You almost full?
No.
Your bucket?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I
I
meant.
thought you meant my belly. Yeah, I'm almost full. My cup runneth over just about.
How long did that take?
Let's see, we've been recording 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
And we got 2 buckets full.
Off basically
2 bushes.
2 bushes. Yes, a lot of blackberries.
How many more buckets could we fill up?
I
6 more, you think?
I was thinking 6 more. I mean, look. And then you go down here to this one. And look at there.
Well, I tell you what I'm gonna do.
What you gonna do?
We'll get 1 pie in the oven,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna come back and pick some more white baking.
Are you?
Yeah, because I need to get them.
Big Carl will eat them too.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna put this many in 1 pie.
No, we're not gonna put that in.
But I need to get them off the vine. Don't you agree?
Pretty. You freeze them. You can freeze them.
Can freeze them. I
Oh,
can
you can
freeze
freeze
dry
dry 'em?
them. Can make puree, you know, to add to different
You can
things.
make jam and jelly.
No. No.
I knew better.
Nope.
Oh goodness, I need to cut this out. That's one thing I really need to cut. Other than that, you don't do nothing to them except the drought got those, I believe.
You think?
Yeah. And got that one too. Those 2. Just think if those were here. I mean, it would be. Oh my gracious, that has got to be. It's one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorite things in the world. Right here. Look at that. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us today, helping us out here on the farm. And again, if you're interested in this blackberry cobbler recipe, it is the easiest thing in the world, and it's over on our website, coghillfarm.com. Hope you have the best day ever. I tell you what, I hope your day is as good as mine eating this blackberry cobbler. Catch you guys on the next one. Y'all be good. Goodness gracious, this is good. Woo.